All right, CKLV champ, Joe Mckenna. Apparently, I just heard a stat. You're the first guy since Andrew Howe to win it at 2 different schools.
Oh, really?
So that's random and
that
cool.
That is pretty cool.
Joey, I saw you your first match of the year. I'm gonna give you a chance here to watch your boy Mickey. I got to see the first match of the year against Navy, and obviously you're back to back there with the All-Star duel. How do you feel you've grown in the last month and progressed?
I've been just really trying to focus on my wrestling. I'm a senior this year, so I'm excited to kind of see what I can do as one of the top dogs, one of the older guys. A lot of these guys that I'm wrestling, I've seen them coming up through high school while I've been in college, so it's fun to wrestle on the same stage as them, but just a reminder to myself to focus on the wrestling. Like for me, yeah, I wanted to be a Cliff Keaton champ, but it was more like, how can I get the most out of my wrestling? The minimum points I scored in a match was 6, and that was in the finals, so really just trying to put up points and get the most out of my wrestling. I feel like I'm really good, and sometimes when I go out there, it doesn't really show based on the score. Maybe if you watch the match and you watch how technical I am and what I'm focusing on during the match, but I think that there's times where if I just let it fly, like, I'll actually be more impressive than a 7-0 win when it's 14-4, and I put points up, got some turns, so that's what I've been really focusing on these past few weeks.
Is that easier when you got guys like those two behind you, Miles and Colin, that are shooting 58 times a match?
Yeah, definitely. Just you look up and down our lineup, our guys are takedown savants. So it's one thing, we work a lot on our feet, but I've been making it a priority, especially this year, to get in, working on top bottom with Logan and Jay, because I think that's where I can set myself apart from a lot of the field. I'm good on my feet, but if I could ride guys out, get some turns on some high level guys, then that's another way to widen open matches up and just allow myself to wrestle more freely when there's more points on the board, and say I got a bigger lead or even just more comfort in the match with points being scored, then allows me to let it fly.
So it's December 1st, and obviously all that matters is March, quote unquote. So how do you feel as far as progressing towards March? How do you feel about where you're at right now?
Good. I'm excited. Now I got 9 matches under my belt so far this season. We'll have one more duel next week against Wisconsin. First home duel, so that'll be exciting. Get the Buckeye fans out and loud. But after that, we got a little month break till our next. So we don't wrestle in anything over Christmas, which I like a lot, actually. It breaks up the season a little bit. As we all know, it's really long. And like you said, it's December, and I'm going to wrestle basically the same tournament plus a few more guys in 4 months. So can't get too high on my performance. Just same thing, take the things that I can work on from it. Especially against a guy, another good test. I wrestled K. Brock a few weeks ago, wrestled Ironman here. As long as I'm getting those good tests, I think throughout the season, it's allowed me to stay sharp and, prepare myself best for when nationals come.
One thing that the Buckeyes do a really good job about is not really focusing too much on who they're wrestling, but how you guys are wrestling. But I'm going to focus on who you're wrestling. Yanni's the guy to beat, right? You didn't get a chance to wrestle him last year. As I kind of said with that last question, where are you right now in terms of getting to March? What are you going to have to do to beat a guy the quality of Yanni? What do you have to do to yourself the next 4 months to be able to beat a guy that quality?
I got partners in and out the room that are really good. And I'm excited for that matchup. Yanni's a young guy, hungry, national champ last year. He's really good. I've watched him growing up, and he's one of those guys, you always talk about wrestlers, oh, he's really technical, oh, he's just a brawler, like, oh, he's just really Gumby, he just rolls around. Like, Yanni's a really good wrestler, so I'm excited for that matchup because I think I'm a really good wrestler. And I think it's going to be a high-scoring match, especially with the way I'm performing so far this year. But like I said, just testing myself, keeping myself sharp and ready. I think that's one thing about being in the Big Ten that we're really fortunate about is we do get tested a lot. I'll actually wrestle Yanni before Nationals. We dual Cornell this year, so that'll be exciting before Big Tens. Same thing like I did last year. Wrestled Jack. you know, a few weeks before Big Tens. It's a good primer. And I don't know, I just feel like if I stay true to myself this year, because I don't really, you know, I know you're asking about other guys, but I don't really try to focus on the other guys, especially not this year. You know, I have in the past, and I feel like that's where I've kind of hurt myself, and I feel like just focusing on Joey McKenna and getting the best out of me is going to put me on the podium in March.
So let's finish with that then. What makes Joey McKenna special?
I'm tough as nails, man. And it's just showing now.
That's a good way to end it. Thanks, Joey.